Hi, this is Larry Buxton, and welcome to Leading with Spirit. Over the last 10 months of these videos on character and leadership, we've looked at a wide variety of leaders. We've mentioned Joe Biden and Donald Trump, John Lewis and Liz Cheney, epidemiologist Anthony Fauci, and UVA basketball coach Tony Bennett, among many others. Two recent events in our Washington, D.C. area have put two sports coaches in today's spotlight, and I want to say a word today about them and their character. First, the Washington Wizards basketball team announced the hiring of a new head coach, Wes Unseld Jr. He happens to be the son of the Wizards' most heralded player of the 20th century, Wes Unseld Sr., who nevertheless last played over 40 years ago. And like many famous namesakes, Unseld Jr. could have ridden his father's coattails into the spotlight far more quickly. But instead, he has worked for the last 16 years as an assistant for 4 NBA teams and 1 WNBA team. In other words, he's practiced the very same patience that I see in King David after his anointing as king. David went back into the fields and Unseld back onto the practice courts to prepare patiently and diligently for leadership. And there they learned excellence in small things, paying attention to detail, learning history, honing their skills, curtailing their ego, testing their character, learning to deal gracefully with failure and disappointment. And they both learned not to be imitators of other leaders, but to embrace their own uniqueness. So when Wes Unseld Jr. was named Wizards head coach, others said about him quite freely that he's unconcerned with drawing attention to himself. Extremely bright, great communicator, no ego, hard worker, patient and engaging. Wes Unseld Jr. is clearly a man of character, because these aren't conscious strategies for him, they're his unconscious virtues, the instinctive and nurtured habits of a decent man. This week's Washington Post also ran an article about Dave Martinez, the Washington Nationals manager. He's been dealing with 2 instances of violence recently, a shooting outside of Nationals Park on Saturday night, and the suspension of one of his key players on allegations of domestic violence. On the domestic violence case, Martinez was clear and direct. For me and this organization, he said, we do not tolerate any kind of domestic abuse. He went on to say, speaking for myself, I think it's awful. Very few Major League Baseball leaders have been that clear and that unwavering in their condemnation. The Washington language of vagueness isn't taking hold in National Stadium. And then Saturday night, Martinez was in the hallway of National Stadium when a group of frightened fans scrambling for safety got lost somewhere near his office. A security guard came and asked Martinez, "Are these people your family?" He looked at their frightened faces and immediately said, "Yes, they're family. They're our fans. Come into my office." Here in the shadow of the United States Capitol, our legislators could learn an awful lot. And so can we, from people like these 2 men, whose actions are not strategies but virtues, whose behavior doesn't represent calculation but character, who didn't somehow adopt integrity as a facade, but who have nurtured their compassion and honesty for years. They are leaders, concluded the Washington Post columnist, who own mistakes with dignity, meet emotionally charged moments with empathy, and address disappointments with decency. What a legacy that is already. I would love for people to be able to say that about me someday. But for all of us, whatever organization we lead, if any, though never forget your family. Here among us are still everyday examples of compassion and decency, clear speech, humility, and character. And these are all attainable qualities that can make great leaders out of any one of us. Don't forget to like this video and share it with someone else, and sign up on LarryBuxton.com for these to arrive weekly in your email box. Hey, enjoy your summer, and God bless you.